showtime.
Yes, it's showtime. And there was no intro.
There was no intro.
Ba-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Welcome to 2026, where the tech still sucks. I am your host, Robert, a.k.a. The Tall Man. This is my lovely wife, Lisa, a.k.a. Mrs. Tall Man. Not that anyone ever calls her that.
And still caught off guard.
Yeah, we are coming to you live from Tall Man Studios, and we have a special guest with us tonight. We're going to bring her on in just a couple minutes, but we want to welcome you all to 2026. Oh, that's megaphone figures. There we go. Applause, applause, applause. And yes, we have, I won't call it mysteriously been absent, but we haven't streamed, since our final review of the Grandiosa. We took some time to spend some time with family and Blake and stuff. In fact, we built this model right there with him over a couple of days, and some other Legos that he got for Christmas. We built those, and so it was just a fun family time over the past week or so.
We have quite the Lego builder on hand. Yes, we do.
We do. He seems to love Legos, or at least for 5 minutes. Of course, nobody can hear you laugh with your mic in your lap.
How's that? I felt like a scene from Hunger Games.
Right. Anyway, so we're going to be talking about some cruising tonight, specifically MSC cruises. We have with us tonight Valerie. Welcome, Valerie. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Happy to be here.
Welcome to the show. We are so glad you're with us, and we are so glad everybody else is with us. So thank you all for being with us. Thank you all for the thumbs up. Everybody gets a big round of applause.
Thank you, and welcome back.
If you haven't done so already, by the way, hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe, become part of the Tall Man Clan. If you're into cruising, love cruising, well, we are all about cruising. We do a lot of cruise reviews. We do a lot of live shows. And as you see right now, we have a special guest with us who just, 2 days ago got off the MSC Grandiosa, correct?
Yeah, got off yesterday.
Yesterday, and already here with us
Yes.
live. Excellent.
Yes.
So let's back up for a minute. So you're from Florida, like we are, correct?
Right.
A northern part of Florida, like up in the Panhandle, right?
Yeah, in the Panhandle, a lot of times people don't know, but in the Panhandle, like we're in between Pensacola and Panama City Beach.
All
That
right.
gives you a
You're
general idea.
You're in a different time zone.
Yep.
The one little
We're in the
sliver
tiny
of-
part. Yes.
Yeah, Florida. Central.
Yes.
All
It's
right.
weird, but yeah.
Yeah, I know. Well, we travel the country quite a bit, as a lot of you watch know, and it's weird how the time zones change and where they change.
Right.
We've gone up. I forget what road it is. Up towards the Peanut City.
Alabama, Dothan.
Into Dothan, Alabama.
Mhm.
And you go in and out of Central Time and Eastern Time a couple times, but on like a straight road. It's crazy. Anyway. So how long have you been into cruising? Let's start with that.
Well, I started actually back in 2006. Then I went again in 2011. Then I took a long break and did other type of vacationing, and then went back at it like crazy last year in 2025.
Oh, you caught the bug?
What?
The cruising bug.
Yeah,
You caught the
I
cruising
did.
bug.
Sorry, I was thinking like, what?
No, not the mortal bug, the cruising bug.
Yes. I did catch a cruising ride because I got like 4 cruises booked right now.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are we to blame for that?
Probably a little bit, yeah.
Maybe the yacht club.
Yeah. All right. And so what cruise lines have you been on since you started cruising?
My first one was Carnival, and it was actually y'all's favorite, Carnival Conquest. Just kidding. But that was my. But just kidding. But but it was my first one. And actually, that was a lot of my feelings first one because my mom was like, "I don't like cruising," so I was like, "We got to try it again." So then went on Norwegian and loved it. It was Norwegian Spirit, so it was a smaller ship. And we liked it. It was, I don't know, it was just nice. And then took a long break and did other type of vacationing. And then then it was Davina on Yacht Club, and I was like, oh gosh.
Wow. So you've sampled, a little Carnival. Of course, it was in 2006, and NCL again,
Mm-hmm.
2006 or 7 or 8, something like that. But in the past, pre-COVID, and I only say pre-COVID because cruising is so different post-COVID than it was pre-COVID. And so like even the Conquest, if I go back and look, I'm pretty sure we were on the Conquest like a long time ago when it was doing longer cruises, when it was a newer ship. And we had a completely different experience then than we do now when it's doing the shorter cruises. So, and that's the interesting thing about cruises is that things change. And sometimes they change fast. And we're going to be talking about fast changes here soon. So anyway, let's stay on pace here, or at least on track. So the Divina, when you went into the Divina after us, and you also went into the Yacht Club, correct?
Right. Yes.
In fact, hang on, let me do this. We have a little something you brought here. So let's go ahead and play that.
Cruise ship. We're walking into our cabana. See which one we get. Ooh. Oh my goodness! This is beautiful. Okay. Oh, wonderful. Oh, wow. We are here in the Yacht Club section, and this is our complimentary cabana for me and Lizzie to ourselves. And there's even a little shower thing right next to it, right over there. We have this all day long. This is amazing. And this is our view for the whole day. Nobody in front of us, just water. Here's a view of our cabana and some others. Go get your shoes wet. Go get those wet. Give you a little short tour of our cabana. So we have our center table. We have our own chest here with, look at that, they gave me champagne. And this is actually water, so it's not coconut water, so it's regular water. And then we have a couple of chairs, one here and one across the way here. We have our trash can, we have a Lizzie. And then we actually have a switch here for, you won't believe it, a fan. We don't really need the fan, it's windy today, but if you came here and it wasn't windy and super, super hot, fan would come in handy. And a light. And if you have gadgets like my daughter does, look, you can charge, which is fantastic. Over here we have, what is this? Oh, we have different types of nuts and such over here. Glassware, another table, and oh yeah, this is the long silk area where Lizzie already got sand on. That will be her side. This will be my side. And that's her chair. How about this side of the place is your side? How about that? That's the deal. Oh, Sandsburg. Put in the. Oh, good. So this side is. Oh my goodness. And this is actually our lounge chairs. We have 4 of them. So maybe we'll just try all 4 of them, just cause. And that is our cabana, our inside, the inside of it. Thank you for doing our tour with us, and we're at Cabana 1.
All right, so there was a little bit of, for those who don't know, that was Ocean Key Marine Reserve. That is the private island for MSC. and she was in the yacht club exclusive area of the island. We're going to come back full circle and talk a little bit more about that. What ports did you go to when you were on the Divina?
It was Freeport and Ocean Key.
Okay, so it was a shorter cruise.
It was a short cruise, yes.
Okay, excellent. And I'm just going to take you through the process because we've talked about our experience in the Divina and how fantastic it was. And so right from the beginning, when you got down to Miami to get on the ship, what was your experience like boarding?
It was awesome. Even the porters treated us like really nicely. Like we were taking pictures. Like that's like when you walk over, you have the blue tent. And they have like a blue carpet with the logo. And so they could see me and my daughter were super giddy. And they're like, oh, we could take your picture. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And so they took a picture of us. And then they're like, oh, here's a great angle here. We could take a bit. Like even the porters were great. I was like, okay. So that's what I knew. I'm like, okay, this is going to be an interesting experience. It'll be cool. And then from then where we were seriously babied. So we were pretty much, our hands were held. Well, this was, where was this? This is Miami before the new
terminal.
Miami terminal.
Yeah.
The new MSC terminal. So we were in one of like the, I don't know what you call it, extra terminals that any of them use, like C or D or something. So, but anyway, we were greeted by like a butler, and they walked us through the security. Then there was another butler to go through another section, and then there was another butler to like we were literally baby the whole time. And then we were in a little lounge area, and that's where we got our information. And we were pretty much celebrating my daughter's birthday. And one of the people there, even the other guests, they were just all like, oh, this is going to be a nice birthday for her. And then we got on the cruise ship and we walked into the lounge. It was a nice wow factor. We walked in, they said, okay, have a seat. Immediately wanted to give us a drink. And they said, we'll be right with you to escort you to your to your cabin. And then they wouldn't even let me hold my backpack. I had a backpack and they're like, no, we'll take it. And I'm like, okay. So then they took my backpack and they walked us to the into the room. And I was actually asking about the cabana. And then the woman, she was just like, no, you don't need it. Like, there'll be enough seats, there's no problem. Like, oh, okay. And so I didn't mention it or think about the cabana since then. And it wasn't until maybe another night, our butler was just like, oh, we have a surprise for you. And I was like, okay. So we got an envelope and they gifted us a cabana. So we didn't even pay for it. So it was really sweet.
Fantastic.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So now our experience on the Divina and the Yacht Club was exactly like that. Babied from the second we got there. Butler came down, walked us in, then another butler came in, took us, after security to a certain part, and then the third exactly the same process. Now, as a comparison, that did actually not happen on the Grandiosa.
Okay.
Once we went through security and all that stuff and got to the area in the terminal, that was the first time we saw a butler, was in the terminal in the holding area, if you will. Okay. And so there was no guidance from the curb until you got in the terminal in the yacht club area, sort of seating area in the terminal. Then of course there was butlers there. Once it was time to go on the ship, because we were there for quite a while. There was a delay in boarding, which we've talked about. It was one butler that took 8 of us at the same time. And unfortunately, again, we mentioned this, one of the people was like in a walker, so she was walking real slow. But the butler was not walking slow enough for this person. So we were constantly getting ahead of this poor person. So we would stop, the butler would go back, and then, right? So a whole different experience getting on the ship. Now, once we got up to the yacht club, same thing. We went into the lounge, drinks, blah, 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 blah. But initially, they did not want us to go to the cabins. They wanted us to sit there and wait for, I don't know if they weren't clean yet or whatever the deal was. So we had to go do some video work. So we left all our carry-on right there in the lounge. And we left because they didn't want us to go to the cabins. So it's interesting. Same company, 2 different ships, 2 different initial experiences. Now, was the experience bad? No, but a different experience, right? So let's move on, because the yacht club in the Divina is a lot different than the yacht club on the Grandiosa, because things are split out. Your lounge is there. the hot tubs and pools and stuff are all there, but the dining room is in the back of the ship
That is on the Divina.
on the Divina. And the Grandiosa, it's all in sort of the compound. And again, I know you weren't on in the yacht club on the Grandiosa. You had an Aria cabin, but we're just sort of comparing the both, at least from that part. So your dining experience for the Divina and the yacht club, what was that like?
Actually, we liked it. We didn't mind walking. I already knew about it, I guess, because watching your video and watching other people's videos. So it wasn't like it didn't bother me. It did. I overheard like maybe one other guest that kind of complained about it, like they didn't like it, but maybe because they didn't know. If they knew ahead of time, it probably wouldn't have bothered them. Also, one thing I wanted to add that I remembered when we were on when we first got in the Divina, the AC didn't work, so it was actually hot in the yacht club.
Interesting.
So, but it was so fun. Yeah, it was actually really hot, and I felt sorry for the butlers because they are totally
No, right?
their whole outfit, gloves, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And so, but I would not, I was like, I'm not complaining. Like, obviously they know it's hot. Like, there's no point in saying something like, hey, it's hot.
Man,
here.
it's
I'm
hot.
like,
Yeah.
they're sweating.
Thanks for
So
pointing
I
out the
just said,
obvious.
this is probably, I was like, this is going to be temporary. So whatever. I think one other guest kind of mentioned it, but I was like, what's the point? I'm not one of those people that complain though. I'm an easygoing person. So I'm just like, whatever, they'll fix it. But the dining room was really sweet. I loved it. They were really sweet to my daughter. They're really great with kids.
They really
And
are.
I have to say too,
We had that one couple who had their grandson, and they brought out this, like, I mean, not a small cake, a giant cake for this little boy's birthday. I mean, it was enough to feed the entire yacht club. That's how big it was. And of course, everyone that was in the lounge got to have it because they could not possibly have eaten all that cake.
There's no way. And they were like, hey, come have some cake.
Like, okay. Happy birthday, young man.
and they wanted to make sure my daughter was happy. Like when she ordered the food and she tried, they wanted to make sure she liked it. I think there was only one time when she picked something she didn't like, and they're like, "What can we get you? Is there anything else we can get you?" Like they wanted to make sure she was happy, so they go above and beyond. They love kids.
Now, one thing that we were apprehensive about once we learned that we were getting into the yacht club, because we didn't book the yacht club. That was one of those, I bid like $100 or something for it. We got it. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So it was a complete surprise. But we were always like, yeah, we're just not into the whole butler thing. It's just not our speed, right? We're DIY, do it yourself, go, So at
Very self-sufficient.
First we were like, like that. How was it for you going in with your expectations, or did watching our videos break that barrier ahead of time?
I mean, okay, I have to say I'm also the type that does everything. I am very detail oriented. Every time I go on a trip, I have a binder. I have I'm the planner of the family. So that's me in general. So I plan every little thing. One, because it just makes me excited. It's just as exciting as being on the trip itself to me. But it was kind of nice that I didn't have to do some things. I was so used to being that person that people depend on for things, which I don't mind. I'm just the role I take. Even at my job, like I'm the director of a childcare center, so I'm always in charge, always doing something. So for somebody else to be like, no, we need to do this, it was kind of a nice treat. So I didn't mind it. And they were so nice about it. They weren't like, I don't know, they kind of know if you're not used to something, I think too. So they're not overbearing with it. They're just like, okay, it's like, we can take care of this, but then if you're just like, no, I'll do it, they won't be like, no, we have to do it. Like they won't be like that. So they take the lead from you. So they just kind of feel you out. There's some people that are more demanding, so they probably will figure that out. So I think they just kind of figure what you are, like how you are as a guest, and then go from there.
Yeah, and that was exactly our experience. And when we met Gushti, who was our guy on Divina, that's exactly what our interpretation was. He was sort of feeling us out and how demanding are they going to be or not be or whatever. But in very quick order, the guard, the barrier came away, and it was like, Gushti!
Yes.
My old friend.
Yeah. But at least for us, it was never an abuse. He was just always
Mhm.
there to provide whatever we could possibly have needed, if you will. And
Mhm.
and I think that's the biggest takeaway from the yacht club and the butlers, if you will, is that's what they're there for. They're there that you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. From a
Mhm.
heck, he went shopping for me, for God's sakes, which is great because I hate shopping. I mean, I'd rather go have a root canal than go shopping.
He would. I can verify that.
So that's great. All right. Now, I'll get into some comparisons later because I want to get into the Grandiosa before we come back and compare the two, because we've both been on the same ship, right? So are there anything else from the how was your daughter's experience on the Divina in the kids area?
Oh, the kids, she loved it. What she's interesting. After she tried it the first time, there was another time because we do a lot of stuff together. And then so she's like, "Mom, I want to go to the kids club." And I was like, "What am I gonna do?" She goes, "You can figure it out." So she basically was just telling me like, "You do your own thing, lady. I want to go and have fun with the new friends I made." Also, she said that was different is she made friends from kids from different countries because that's what's unique about MSC is people from all over the world. So that also included the kids. She said sometimes it was weird because sometimes she didn't know what the I forgot what you call the kids club people. I think they could consider them youth entertainer or youth
Coordinators?
activities first quarter, something like that. That's
Yeah.
their name. Something like in that ballpark. But she said some of them she didn't know whether there's a heavy accent. So she was just kind of like sitting there like, okay, what are you saying? But she overall she loved it. They kept the kids busy. Um, well, I can even though I know we're not comparing another cruise line, but I do want to say she was on Kids Club in Royal Caribbean, and in Royal Caribbean, they have breaks. So they have certain hours that they're open and then they close for like breakfast. And then you can drop the kids off. But then you have to pick them up for lunch. Then you drop them off. Then you have to pick them up for dinner. MSC's Kids Club, they're just open the whole time. And so that means they take them to dinner. So that's the difference. So it was kind of hard to work a schedule around Kids Club when we were on Royal Caribbean than it was for MSC. MSC is more flexible. But MSC doesn't just keep your kids in the kids club area. They take them like different places. So you have to look at the board of their where they're going to take your kids, and you have to look and see where they're going to go.
On the
And they
ship.
have a lot
They
of
take
fun
them places
activities.
on
Yeah, on
the
the ship.
Just saying
Thank
that.
you for the disclaimer. Yes, yes, on the ship. And but you do know like ahead of time. They do let you know. And one of the areas, I think we're in the theater, and so they do encourage the parents to meet you. So my daughter didn't know I was gonna go, so I sat in the theater waiting, and they have the kids. They don't want to make sure they don't lose a kid. So they have the kids color coordinated with a little sash thing that they have to have on them. And they're all in the line. They look like a kids parade and everybody stops and watch the kids getting marched around. And then they came into the theater and they did a game show, which was a lot of fun. The kids loved it. They were competing. One team was Team Pop, the other one was Team Rock. And you made it think we watch a lot of game shows at home. So it was like a game show, but for kids. So that was a lot of fun.
Nice.
But they do a lot of activities for the kids.
And the reason why I brought it up, and again, we'll get to comparisons in a minute, but I know the kids area on the Grandiosa is a lot larger. There's a lot more water slides. I mean, there's a lot more on the Grandiosa than there was the Divina. I would have called the Divina, at least outwardly looking, less kid friendly. Not that it's not child friendly, but less child friendly than say the Grandiosa. So okay, so let's just we'll come back and then we'll compare. So let's talk about the Grandiosa. So we just got off it a couple of weeks before you did. We were on the second sailing of the ship here in the United States, and we noticed some differences between that ship and not just the Divina, but the other ships that we have been on from MSC. We've been on 6 other MSC ships outside of the Grandiosa, and we noticed some differences right from embarkation all the way through debarkation. Some were good, some were bad. In the end, it was a fantastic ship. We had a great time. Love it. Would go back anytime. But we felt there were some things not right. So again, let's start off with embarkation. Our embarkation was a little problematic, as I explained earlier, even though we were in the yacht club. How was your experience? Again, not in the yacht club, but you had a balcony cabin, but an Aria package. So slightly different amenities, if you will. How was your experience through embarkation?
Actually, I guess you could say I kind of have a cheat. So my mom was with us, and so she can walk fine, like she walks regular. I'm just saying that. It's just like if it's crazy far, like really, really far, then she just has like a transport chair. So we kind of had a cheat. So our vacation felt a little bit like yacht club. It was actually just as fast. So
Oh
I was like,
my.
hey. I didn't have to pay for it. And so anyway, so when we went, my mom, because literally my mom's been walking, it's fine, but just for that, just I knew the terminal was long. It's just a lot. And then I
Yeah.
was thinking she would have to stand a while in the line. But actually there's a separate line for people there's like several separate lines. So, the Yacht Club, there's that separate. We actually they had us walk like right by Yacht Club, which was weird. So I was just like, oh, Lizzie, you remember we were in Yacht Club? She goes, yeah. But then we wound up going almost the same route they were. So that was kind of funny. And then we went up the elevator. And then so I was pushing my mom, and then they're like, oh no, you don't go this way. And I was like, oh, okay. So we went, and there was this like super long line where everybody was, but we bypassed them. So we kind of got a cheat. So it wound up being pretty smooth. We went in, and then they kind of babied us still. So it was kind of cool. And then we walked right past, we saw the yacht club area where people were sitting. We walked right past them. And then there was like a area that was for people who were who needed wheelchair assistance or it doesn't necessarily mean wheelchair, but if they see, even if you have a cane, they will have you go through this line. So they don't want, if anytime anybody in your party can't stand for a long period of time, you go through this shortcut. It went up there. I saw the line for Aria. We were faster than that too. So we went up and then we checked in and we were on the ship pretty quick. So it was kind of a cheat.
You did talk about lines. So did you notice there was lines for people that weren't in chairs or in Aria cabins? Or was that?
Yeah,
going
it's
smoothly?
after security. So after you go through security, then there's a separate line for Aria. And
Gotcha.
then you go in there, but during security, everybody, but there's the only separate line that I saw was for people who are needing like wheelchair assistance. They had their own security line, just like in the airports too.
Gotcha. In the end, did you guys depart late or were you departing on time?
We departed late. I don't know what happened.
Yeah,
So,
it seems to be a thing.
Yeah, it
that-
does.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, our sailing departed late. We were the second sailing, but also the first sailing the
Yeah.
week before us. They departed late, and now we're hearing that you did as well. So I don't know if there's something going on. I'm curious if you had any issues.
The
with
sailing
Wi-Fi.
after us, the sailing after us, they sailed on time. I did find out because I watched live. There's other YouTubers that they film live of Port Canaveral, and I watched that. So I watched this one out of yesterday's, and they actually left on time.
Yep.
So, I don't know,
So
maybe they
that would have
fixed that too.
been 4 sailings to work stuff out. Yeah, because they've been having some internet challenges, is what has been told, which has just slowed the process down. So,
Which we know they definitely lost internet completely our last day. So
Yeah.
we know that they are
Oh.
definitely having internet
Yeah.
challenges. Yeah.
did you have an internet challenge?
We didn't lose Wi-Fi. No, Wi-Fi was fine.
Okay. Well, so obviously
I'm glad that's worked
they've
out.
gotten on top of
Yeah.
it. Yeah. All right. So,
hmm
so you're on the ship. Where did you go this time? Because this was an 8-day, you said.
Yes.
So where'd you go?
So our ports was the first one was Ocean Key, then it was Cozumel. We were supposed to go to Cayman. It was windy. The weather was fine. It was just really windy. So then because it was a tender port, it wouldn't have been safe. So they said we weren't allowed to go. And then, but it was funny. My daughter was happy. She goes, "Yay, a sea day!" So she was happy. And then we went to Jamaica, and then we went to Nassau.
Okay. All right. So I was interested because I thought you were going to be going to Grand Cayman, and I wanted to know if they've addressed the tender situation.
Yeah.
We went to Grand Cayman. It was like it was like 3.5 hours, almost 4 hours, I think it was, to clear the first wave of people. Like
Oh, wow.
on tender ports, for those who are new to cruising that don't know, those who have excursions get to go first. Everybody gets like a ticket and a number or whatever. And then they start calling the numbers. Okay, if you're number 27, come on down now. Or if you're number 28, so forth and so on. And then once all the numbers are cleared, then it's just come and go as you please.
Yeah, open.
It was like 3 hours and 40 minutes, something like that, to clear all the numbers at Grand Cayman that day, which was like excruciatingly long.
Yeah,
So,
we felt that was really a long period of time.
I'm sure it was a tender situation where maybe they were supposed to have 3 boats and they only had 2. Who knows? But I'm sure they're addressing it. But okay, so let's talk about one of the other big things, at least that we experienced. Food. What was your impression of the food on the Grandiosa as opposed to the food on the Divina?
The food was great. We are the type that prefers dining room over buffet. So we only went to the buffet one night. Every other night we went to the main dining. And since it was Aria, we could eat whenever we want to. So we didn't have a designated time. Also, there's a cheat for anybody who wants to know. If you know, like we shared a dining room with Fantastica experience people, so it was low. It was the one in the back. It was on deck 6. So I think it was like there's and one in the back. Yeah, something like that. And so I looked at the dining times. There's like a 5 o'clock one, a 7, and then like a 9. And so we found that if we go at 6, then we can get food faster because there's nobody else with us. So we didn't have problem waiting long for. Yeah. So I find cheats and a lot of stuff in research. That's what I like to do.
Hey,
so as far
it's all about the tips and tricks.
So I told Mom, I said, we need to get there before the second seating. If we do, we'll be fine with food. And that's what it was. So so the other people who were Aria, they would come. We saw there was only a few of them that had dining at 6. So all our food was always quick. And also for the most part, we sat in the same section. So we got the same server. He was awesome. His name is Umar. No complaints with him. He was great with Lizzie, just like Yacht Club was when they were serving us. There was a difference in Yacht Club. If you don't like something or if you want to tweak the menu, they will do that for you. But there was something that I can't remember if it was something my mom didn't want or my daughter didn't want, but there was something they wanted tweaked, and they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, we can't do that." So I was like, "Oh." So that was a difference. So we just had to deal. Like they'll do like a little bit of difference, but like not too much.
Yeah, like can I have a baked potato
like,
instead of French fries or something like that?
Yeah, you can't do that. But like if you say you don't want, cheese on your burger, like they can do that. But like something really simple.
Scrape that off yourself.
But the food was. Yeah, the food was great. No complaints. I told my mom also, I'm understanding how MSC works too with food. If you're not sure what food to get and you're worried that you won't like it, pick something that's Italian. It will be great, guaranteed, because that is their thing.
That is the truth.
I told my mom that. I said, if you want to like your meal and you don't want to risk it, pick something that's on there that's Italian, and it will be amazing. But she didn't have any complaints.
Okay, so here's the big question: Are you a pizza critic like we are? I can't remember. Or are you a pineapple on your pizza kind of person?
Oh, I do not like pineapple on my pizza.
I knew I liked you.
I did have escargot. I don't know what count that as, but that was actually really good. Okay. I like the escargot.
Did you
my mom and my daughter looked at me weird, but
did you try the pizza?
Oh yes, it was good.
More than once or just once?
More than once.
And how was your?
I had it on Divina too.
Yes.
Okay, there's 2 different kinds of pizzas. There's a square pizza, which they make the pepperoni pizza on square, and then they made the other kind, like their traditional kind. So you can taste the difference. So if you want the traditional MSC, what they're known for their pizza, get the regular triangle flat piece one. And then, but if you want the one that's like, seems like the the pizza you're kind of used to that's a lot thicker. I noticed that's the pepperoni. I don't know why they did that, but I just noticed the difference.
It's just a different style. Yeah, we're more of the traditional round, triangle slices,
Mhm.
and we
Mhm.
we ate it twice. One time it was good. One
Mhm.
time it was like
Cardboard.
I think they forgot to put something on or something. It was weird. We were shocked. It was like,
Yeah,
what is-
that's something I
Oh
never thought I
gosh.
would have said about
Yeah.
MSC pizza
Like,
because
their
it's always
pizza's
been
so
wonderful.
good.
on the
Where'd you get it
Grandiosa
from? Did you get it from outside or did you get it from inside?
inside.
Inside.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because we got ours from outside, so I don't know if that made a difference.
Yeah. Yeah, no, ours was, I don't know. Maybe a different chef. Who knows? Like anything
Yeah.
else, pizza's strange, right? We had our little favorite pizza joint here, and
Hmm.
Papa used to make the pizza. Papa passed away, unfortunately. But the person he taught continued to make pizza. It was great.
Hmm.
And Mama kept the shop for years. Eventually, Mama sold it. Somebody else came in. Same shop, same ingredients, same everything, but the pizza went downhill. Just made differently.
It's three things. It's bread, it's sauce, and it's cheese.
How can you mess that up?
But it depends on who's putting those ingredients on
Yeah.
and how
Mhm.
thick or how thin they put them on. It really does make a difference. It's a strange thing.
All right, so, and again, it's slightly hard because one was Yacht Club, one was not. But from a food standpoint, how would you compare the two?
I mean, I'm fine. I was fine with both
You
either
think
way.
you're both
Like,
equally the same, or
I think kind sometimes some dishes on the yacht club is more elevated. The main dining room not always elevated, but it was still really good.
yeah,
So I guess you would say that like that's the difference. I guess you would say like one would be definitely come out of a fine dining restaurant. The other one is trying to be a fine dining restaurant, but still really good.
correct. And that's always been our experience. The main dining room, we've always enjoyed. The food has always been
Mhm.
fantastic on all the ships we went on. We felt in our time in the Yacht Club on the Grandiosa that the quality wasn't quite as good as it was on the Divina.
Mhm.
Wasn't that it
Mhm.
was bad?
I
It-
think it was
it
more
just
of a limited selection.
Wasn't as good.
Yeah.
But I know like some of the big differences. Like if you go to the main dining room, like every night, if you don't like what's on the menu, you can get either a steak or a chicken or a fish or something like
Mhm.
that. In the Yacht Club, it's sort of the same thing,
Right.
except it's not a strip steak. It's fillet, right? Instead of a something. All of that's elevated, right?
It is.
But we just
Yeah,
thought
exactly.
the quality was a little different. And interestingly, you made a comment about tweaking menus and stuff when you were in
Mhm.
the Divina and stuff in the restaurants. We asked for something specific for dessert that is specific to the Yacht Club, and we were told no, we won't do that. So we were a little bit shocked by that as well. So now they did say, on a side note, if you'd asked a couple of days earlier in the cruise, we could have handled it. But so, I don't know if it was too hard to do in the moment or what was told. It's Italian night and it's very demanding, and the chef said no. That's literally what was told to us. So we're like, oh, okay. Chef said
Wow.
no. Yeah. So the kids area. Let's get back to your daughter. Right? So
Yes.
what was her input on the kids area on the Grandiosa?
She did like it, but the funny thing is, I think because there was more to do on Grandiosa, she didn't always want to go to Kids Club because there's a lot of stuff outside of the Kids Club to do. On Davina, she preferred to go in Kids Club because it wasn't a lot of stuff outside of the Kids Club to do. So she liked the activities that the Kids Club people did. Also, side note before I go into my daughter's opinion on it, for those who have children who are not sure of the role of the people who work on the Ships and Kids Club, like I said, I work in childcare, so I kind of understood pretty much some things were similar, like how we do registration, the rules, all that other stuff. But a lot of times they said people don't think of them as like babysitters. That we have that same problem too. I'm like, no, we're not. We're educators. But anyways, I will digress. But but it's the same thing for them. There was a guy there. He worked there, and he was going like he really was on a roll. He said some of these parents think that I'm a babysitter. I'm not. Like, that's not my role here. I'm here as to entertain your children. I'm not here to change diapers. I'm not here. Like, he was like, so sometimes when people drop off their kids, they have an expectation of what they think it is, but it's not that. They're there to entertain your children. They're not there to discipline them. They're not there, to raise them. So, in case people don't know, I just want to put that in there if anybody's watching the show. It's not.
Thank you.
They're not being rude. It's just, just so you understand what it's for. They want to keep your kids happy. But anyway, so on Grandiosa, I love the layout of it. I thought how they did it, they had, I don't know, you may have recorded it, but there was a little stairway that connected like 3 decks from the, and it was, and I love that. I thought that was a good idea.
You're talking about the back of the ship
so it
that
was
connects the
brightly
kids'
colored
areas to the slides? Yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
In the
Yeah, so I
arcade.
thought that was a really good idea. Yes. I will not tell you how much I spent in the arcade for my child. It's kind of ridiculous.
Buy the large fun pack to begin with.
I learned that the hard way. But anyway, also they're known for their F1 Formula Racer cars. They have 2.
Yep.
Davina only had 1, but Davina's actually had the wheels on them. And then the one on Grandiosa, the wheels were digitally in the screen. So there's like 3 screens that's curved. So that was the difference. So the Davina's F1 Formulator was much bigger, but there's only 1. Also, the size, like my daughter was just barely the height, but when she sat down, her legs was long enough, but she couldn't see over the steering wheel. Poor thing. she couldn't do it.
I can reach the pedals, but I can't see where I'm going.
See? So they did give me my money back for her. Here she is. Here she is. But yeah, she can do it. I said maybe in a couple of years you can try it. So those of you who bring your children along and they want to do it, they may not be able to. They will let them try to sit in there, but you can get your money back. We also tried the 4D theater. That was fun. You can it's like a little shooter. It reminded me of those things at Disney World, kind of 3D shooters. And then we didn't do the bowling alley though. And she did the race car. The arcade was small, but it actually had better games than Utopia, even though it was smaller. They had less games, but better games. I know we're not talking about Royal, but I'm just saying.
No,
Lizzie
that's okay.
actually preferred Grandiosa.
We're trying to give people a comparison, not just of the Grandiosa to the Divina in your time, but what MSC does differently than the other cruise lines out there and why you might want to try it, right?
And the reason why, and I've noticed it, is because Utopia's games are more like children's casinos, because their point is for you to put if you know what I mean, they want your child to put to swipe it and to win something to get tickets. It's not about playing actual arcade games. So that was a difference. I like that they had more arcade games in Grandiosa. But yeah, Lizzie wasn't interested in Utopia. She just looked and like, I don't want to. And I told her, I'm like, I'm not giving you money, so you could do the claw machine. Like, no, I'm not giving. No, it's basically a little kids casino. It's kind of messed up, but it is.
She's popping in.
So I didn't like. She is. She does that because she knew I was talking about her.
Hey, put her on.
But
put her on.
Oh, let me put. Hold on 1 second. Here, I'll let you wear it.
Hi, Lindsay.
You have to get in.
Hi.
How was your time on the Grandiosa? Did you have fun?
It was really fun.
What was your favorite thing that you did?
When we went to Nassau, and then we did this dolphin excursion, and we got to swim with dolphins. And there's one time where at the very end, the dolphin got to push you, and then it would push you by the feet, and it would go really fast.
Nice. I've never done that. I'm jealous.
That sounds like so much fun.
So now on the ship, though, what was your favorite thing that you did on the ship? Because I know your mom said you didn't go to the kids' club as much as you did on the Divina because there was more things to do outside of the kids' club on the Grandiosa. So what was your favorite thing that you did on the ship?
One of them was the arcade, and then it was really fun. And then another one was the water slides because I went down the water slides and they had like tubes that you would go down and they went really fast. And sometimes I would go down them with my friends and my mom, and it would go really really fast.
Screaming the whole time, probably, right?
Yes.
You gotta scream.
You scream for fun. I scream because I'm terrorized and scared. All right. Well, thank you for talking with us. I'm glad you had a fantastic time. And maybe we'll get to meet you and face to face one time soon.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Okay.
What was your favorite thing? The arcade. Yes, Mama told us.
Yeah.
That one wasn't hard to figure out.
You have a new budget to plan for.
Yeah, I see that now.
All right. So let's move on. Entertainment. Between the two
Mhm.
ships, I know we talked a little bit before the show about entertainment, and it seems like they've installed a couple new shows because there's a couple shows that you talked about that you went to that we didn't have, unless we just completely missed them. But we're pretty good at looking at those things. So, what about the entertainment?
So I didn't go to the ones you complained about. I avoided those.
Oh, come on.
Um, yeah, I was just like, yeah, no, I'll find something else to do. But anyway, the ones I did go to, all of the ones I did go to, there's two theaters, the main theater and then the Carousel Lounge. You did have to pay, but I paid ahead of time, so it was discounted. My daughter jokes because I get everything. I try to get everything on a discount. But anyways,
Absolutely. I love
the one
discounts.
in the main, yes. I feel like I'm winning. I don't know, even if it's $3. So, so if I'm in the main theater, they had Rouge. It was really cool. It was like the Moulin Rouge kind of esque feeling. The costume was wonderful. I know I told it to you before the show started, but I do have a theater background. I did musical theater, so I love singing shows. So I thought they were really good with the costuming. The lighting was good. It was dancing and singing, and the singers were great. It wasn't the singer whoever you were referring to before. I don't think they were there for this show. Um, and the other one was
Thank God for
and
you.
he was and the other one was Mystique, and they were he was a magician. He did speak some. I think I remembered seeing in reviews at times that they have a tendency not to talk because of the language barrier, but this magician did speak a few times. He called a child up on the stage, which was really good. And got the audience into it. They did the traditional saw a woman in half, but this one it was kind of funny because he saw the woman in half, split her up behind the stage, and left her back there, and kind of forgot about her. So he did another routine, and he's like, "Oh wait," and then brought her back. I thought that was kind of because it's kind of a everybody's seen that, have heard of it, but he kind of twisted it a little bit. So that was kind of fun how he did that. And then he also did a shadow puppet too, which was kind of cool. So they had music, and he did his hands to do like E.T. and some other characters, Jurassic Park. He did all those things. And the one in the Carousel Lounge was fantastic. They did strings. Strings was better than Sweets. But it's a theater on the round. So if anybody doesn't know what a theater on the round is when you circle. It's when the audience or the house circles the whole stage. There's one piece of it where the audience doesn't sit, so I guess not complete theater on the round. But
It's
they did
270.
have yeah,
270
basically.
degrees.
And then yeah, to theater on the 270, fine. And then they had stairs. So they had, I think you recorded it where you had the screen back at Carousel Lounge when you
Yeah,
did the
yeah.
tour. Well, actually, the middle of that screen actually comes down. There's stairs. So that was a cool effect. Yeah, it actually comes all the way down. So the string show was it actually had a storyline. I know another thing that people complain about MSC shows that they don't know what's going on, but this one actually had a storyline that you could follow. Um, and that's what was streamed, which is the one you had to pay for. So, go figure. But it had a guy, he made puppets, and different characters represented like a traditional doll puppet you would see, like the soldier, I think the German puppets, the clown, jester. So they had different characters playing those different types. And then there was the ballerina, which was the main puppeteer he fell in love with, and there was like a love triangle thing going on. They also had an effect where they had different lights that was coming down from the ceilings. So it was a lot going everywhere. That's the if anybody haven't seen theater around, it's kind of cool. There is no bad seat. You sit somewhere and someone's in front of you. If they do it right anyway. Sometimes they don't always. I think the strings performance was better as far as utilizing it going around than the suites. I happen to be in the middle, and they seem to be performing more like traditional. So I did notice that difference. And suites, their storyline wasn't as good as strings,
Yeah,
but
that's
it was still
exactly what
good.
Yogi told us, our butler. He said strings is better than
Oh,
suites. He actually told us that.
oh, okay.
So your
Oh,
your
okay.
your evaluation seems to be spot on.
And you get
So
a picture with the if you watch the show, don't run out of there so quickly. I mean, like when you go out, the characters immediately after they bow, they come out and they pose. They're just standing there posing, and I'm like, could I get a picture with you? I was the first one to get out, and they're like, yeah, and so I got a picture with them. So they do take
nice,
pictures with the
nice.
audience, yeah, which
Yeah,
is
it's
cool.
unique. And for those who don't, if you want to watch the Deck 5 tour, the Carousel Lounge is in the back. And as you're walking like into the theater, the stage isn't in front of you. You're walking
Hmm.
into what is, if you want to call it that, backstage. And during the day, the curtain is all the way up. So you're literally looking at the stage is right there.
Hmm.
And so for showtime, they drop this curtain, but there really is no backstage. It literally all happens right out in front of you. So it creates a really unique experience.
Yeah, it's a really cool theater.
Hmm.
It's one of my favorites that I've seen on a ship.
Yeah.
So overall, so we've talked about it. If we missed anything to talk, we'll just talk about the ship. Overall, comparing the two ships between the Divina and the Grandiosa, which one did you like better, and why?
They're just different. I would say the Davina is, and my daughter said the kind of same thing. The Divina is smaller. It's not a small ship. It's just smaller. And it's so quirky. Like it is definitely like every little lounge area has its own theme. So if you don't mind the quirkiness, like one minute you're in like all silver, like silver, it looks like you're out in space. The next second you walk through another lounge and it's like a golden color. I think they even called it like a golden lounge or something. So it's really unique and different for that reason. The I don't like the layout of the pool of Davina. It is smaller. I'm talking about like the main, not the yacht club, but the main part. It's just quirky shit. Like even how they design the pool is weird. Like the statues are strange. It's not bad. It's just different. I like the atrium. They had the traditional. I think the atrium's pretty much the same in all MSCs anyway, where they have the except the world class. I don't think they have the Swarovski scares in the world class. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but all the other ones they do. The atrium, it is for 3 decks. I think it covers. Grandiosa, I love. It is more modern. I love the. I think they called it the. What do they call it? Where they had the LED ceiling. I forgot what they call that section, but it was so
It's the
cool.
promenade.
I like the. Oh, probably not. I just want to make sure to get it confused with utopia terminologies because they I think they call it the same thing. But anyway, I did like the LED. When you're on one of the decks, there is a dead end. So, but I did realize that. I think that was on deck 7. So if you go on the right side, like you have to stop because there's a restaurant there. So you have to go on this side, and then you can go. Oh, deck 6. My bad. And then you can go straight down, and it takes you to the spa. And I did the spa. I did it 3 times. Oh my god, I loved it. If you do the spa, It's funny because you'll have your robe. There's 3 different kinds of robes, if you care. There's a yacht club robe you'll get. So if you're in a yacht club, you'll have your little yacht club logo, and you'll see that. Like, so when you see the people in the spa area, you'll see people in 3 different robes. Then you have the Aria. If you're in the Aria suites, you'll have the Aria logo. And then if you just Fantastic or Bella, that you could, if you asked for it for your room, then it just says MSC in it. But if you have to walk past restaurants with your robe. That's what I did. I walked past restaurants with my robe on going to the spa, which was funny, but I didn't care. I was like, I'm going to go relax. So I went down there. If you go on port days, you don't need to make a reservation. If you go on sea days, you do. It's not a big deal. I went in there on that day and I said, and then I made it for a few hours later. And then they say an hour, but that no one's there to say anything different. They're not going to say you have to leave now. There's always someone there. The spa is thermal spa is amazing. It's just great. um, some people didn't know how to work the showers. There's showers in the center and it says cold. You may have seen it where it says like cold. It's not just cold. It's actually a regular shower. It only is cold when you push the button. And people don't know that. So they just assume it's only going to be cold. But if you turn the knob, and then it'll just be a regular warm shower, and you could do both, which is even a cool combo. I don't know. I just see you do
Yeah,
this.
I didn't know that.
Don't know what that means.
It was cold.
Oh,
I was pointing to her because she went and did the thermal spa.
I did, and there was some people before me that went in. They did the cold. I did the cold, and then some guy came in after me, and he's like, "So what is this?" And I was like, "Well, I don't know. I just pushed that button." So he did too. So everybody, we were just all pushing the cold button.
yeah. A lot of people did. I actually help people, so I found out, and so I think people thought I was weird because it said cold on the thing, and I'm sitting there like, this is the best shower ever, and some people are like, "What is wrong with you?" But I'm like, "It's a hot shower." So that was kind of funny. I did try the Finnish the sauna for the first time. I've never done it. I happened to go in there when people who are like so sauna, and I felt so bad because I'm not like, like there's some people you can tell takes things seriously. So I thought the person behind me was going to come into the sauna, and I didn't close the door because they're going to follow me. Like, close the door. I felt so bad. I was like, oh gosh, okay. So I closed the door, and then I sat down. Then I realized I think that the one on the top is the hottest. Didn't realize that until I went up there, but I was committed. So I'm one of those people that don't want to be awkward. So I was like, I'll stay up here. And then because I opened the door, they're like, well, some of the heat went out, so we're going to make it hotter. There was like some guy sitting next to me. So they came down and they had this bucket of water, and then they scooped it into the little steamer thing. And then I think my face melted off, but I was committed and I'm going to stay. And so I stayed. And I was like, okay, breathe, Valerie, breathe. And then I stayed and I looked because they have little timers. I'm just saying this for anybody else. You don't do what I do. This is literally just to help you. But there is a timer there to help you. You turn it and flip it so you don't stay the whole time and like die in there. So eventually I just went out, and then I actually used the cold part of the shower when I came out. I was like, I need to cool off. My heart was like racing a little bit, and I was like, oh my God. But that was that was funny. But other than that, everything else was awesome. They have a little, I don't know what they call it, like a whirlpool thing. It was heated. It was amazing. You will move in it. Like if you sit in there, the bubbles go, it moves, like it sways. So everybody's kind of moving in it, which is cool. There's
You sure
another
that wasn't the ship
whirlpool thing
rocking?
where I don't know. It could have been. I don't know. We were moving with it. And then something was moving. I don't know why. But and then there was another whirlpool section, and they had like little silver seating things, and you sit in it, and then and that was cool. And then next to that there was 3 seats that had like, it was like heated, and that was awesome. I love heat anyway. My favorite room to be in was the salt room because it's not too hot. It was just too warm. I don't know what, but about that room, but you breathe really good in there, and that room is always full. So if you do want to do that room, do a day where it's not that busy because that room is always packed. And well, you can only have 6 people in there, but like soon as someone leaves, someone goes in there. And every time I went there, somebody was going to sleep in that room.
Yeah,
That
sleeping.
was a lot of people's favorite.
I totally agree. There were always
Yep.
people sleeping in there. My experience with the steam room, there was nobody else in there. So I went in, I was in there 30 seconds and I was out. It was so hot.
She doesn't like the
"No,
heat.
This is not for me."
About sweating it out, girl.
And then I went to the cold shower.
All right, so you like the spa. So overall,
Yeah.
I'm taking that you liked the Grandiosa a little bit more than the Divina itself, partially from your explanation because a little more modern, a little more cohesive in the design and the decor, and a lot more things to do. Is that pretty good assessment?
Correct. The only design that was flawed, and I think you mentioned it, is I noted the first time we were in there was where like the cabin decks.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a
What are
maze.
those extra little
So I
hallways
had
in
you,
there?
as long as you remember, if I realized why it was like that. If you have an exterior room, like if you have like a balcony, just always remember to stay out, and then you won't get lost. But don't go inward, then you're doomed. Like stay outward, and you'll be fine.
Try videoing
But,
that and not missing anything.
That was
no
fun.
lie. We had more steps walked on that ship than the Icon or Oasis or the World America. Because we had to do so much double backing because of all the maze and how the cabins are laid out.
Yeah, you
So-
know, when you check your phone and it tells you how many steps you've walked. Yeah, a lot more on
Oh, I
Grandiosa.
checked. It was a lot.
Yeah, it was
I bet
crazy.
y'all's were.
It was crazy.
Oh, and here's a tip for those who want yacht club experience without paying yacht club price. Just a little taste of it. The Sky Lounge reminded me of Yacht Club Lounge.
Yes.
The Sky Lounge was amazing.
Right?
I fell asleep in that room. No joke. I fell asleep. Like, I was so comfy. I was dozing off. It wasn't just me, because when I woke up, I looked over to my left and there was a dude like this. No joke. The Sky Lounge was amazing.
It really is. Yeah.
It's so
So the Sky Lounge
it's
is
quite-
on deck 18, front elevator bank. Okay?
Yes.
It's above the workout facility, which is deck 16. MSC ships don't have a deck 17. 17 is a superstitious number in Italian in Italy, so there's no deck 17. But the Sky Lounge, and it faces backwards. So when you're there and you're sitting there by the glass, you're overlooking the pool, and it is a great view, and it is always quiet, which is why that guy was sound asleep.
Yep, and me too. I was cheap, and I brought my mom there because I was like, "You will love it," and she loved it. I was like, "I told you." I'm like, "This room is amazing. Like, it's quiet. Like, a lot of times people were worried about big ships because this ship I found it had 5,500 people on it, so it's not small. It was pretty busy, but and the other thing too, comparing it to Royal, the atmosphere pool, which was the main pool, is very, very long. It's big. It wasn't loud, and when we were on Utopia, oh my lord,
Right?
it was loud, but it was kind of nice to. Yeah, but it was nice to go at the pool area, and it was
Yeah.
not that loud.
We made a big comment about that because the pool area on the Grandiosa, like you said, it is very long. The pool itself, it's in the center of the ship. It goes from sort of one part of the deck all the way towards the other. The stage is at the far end where also the big screen is, if you will. And that's it. The rest of the area is for chairs. So it is very, very wide open and spacious with the Utopia because of that split or the H hull design. Everything's either on the left side or it's the right side. There's no real cohesive area because of the opening down to Central Park or whatever, right? Because the hull's sort of split up there, the superstructure. That is not like that in the Grandiosa. So that pool area was amazing for the deck parties. Did you go up at night for the deck parties?
Okay, for people who think that MSC, like everybody always thinks about like carnival party. MSC can party, okay?
Yes.
There are 2 parties that they did amazing on. I have recorded it, but I didn't do it in time, so we can't show it here. Anyway, you couldn't play the music, but they go all out for white parties. White parties is no joke. If you're going on MSC, please bring something white, because other cruise ships have white, you wear all white. They have a white themes. MSC, everybody babies have white on. Like they are serious. Like everybody is wearing it. I was even with my daughter, I'm like, you will wear it. Like it's serious. But anyways, the party is awesome. I love the theme of the white party. How they do theirs is they have the DJ and they play music from different countries. So the white party, I think on Divina was at 10 o'clock, but on Grandiosa they had it at 10:30. And so it's so cool. They had both times whoever was hosting it was really good and outgoing. And then what they do is they call out and ask where you're from. So like, do I have Brazil? And so like, yes, Brazil. And then they play the music from Brazil and everybody's like, yay. And then you're dancing. You feel like you're a Brazilian. Then she goes, I'm from Italy, and I'm going to teach you some gestures. We do this in Italy, and we do this. She was doing all this stuff. And then she goes, now we're going to do a dance. So she taught us, and then after the dance, she said, you're all Italians. And then she goes, anybody here from the Caribbean? Then we play Caribbean music. Then it was USA, and it was roaring. They first did electric slide, which I was kind of surprised about because not too people know it, but that was fine. Then they did the wobble. I mean, I'm telling you, and then they had music from India. They find a family from India, and then they showcase them. I mean, it's just everybody. I have to say this too, which I love, is if you're thinking about your children, like, oh, can they go? I felt fine. Like my daughter went to the white party on Divina, and that was at 10 o'clock. It wasn't crazy. It wasn't like wild. Like people were having fun. I didn't see like drunk people, which was interesting. Like everybody knew how to have a lot of fun without being like crazy drunk and dumb. Like it was kind of interesting to have all these people out, and you don't feel uncomfortable bringing children there. So even though it's late, like I had this time on Grandiosa, my daughter just stayed in the bed. She didn't go, but I would have felt comfortable for her to be out there. So anybody who's bringing children in, thinking about it, it's fine. The New Year's party was also awesome. They had it several ships. They separated it. So they had 3 or 4 New Year's parties going on at the same time. So I did the one on the promenade. They had the countdown on the LED. Then immediately after, I went to the atmosphere pool, and it was insanely packed. Like it was pretty cool to see, but it was a lot of fun. I'm telling you, they do know how to throw their parties.
Yeah, the deck parties, we were overwhelmingly shocked at how well they were attended and how good they were. On some of the previous ships, not as well attended. I mean, the DJs are doing a fantastic job, but not as well attended. Man, these places, even for us, packed, and it went on for a long time. A
lot longer than scheduled time.
Ours started at 10 because it wasn't a New Year's cruise. That's why yours started a little bit later, because New Year's Eve and stuff. So ours started at 10, and they went to like 1 o'clock. I mean, they just kept on going. And, 12:30. And the only reason they stopped was the people that needed to clean the decks started cleaning them above the pool deck, and water started coming over. It was like, okay, party's over. I mean, it had thinned out quite a bit by then, but still, people were still like getting it, right? So,
and like you were talking about, there were whole families that were there. I mean, from grandma and grandpa, mom and dad, the kids. I mean, even the babies were out there.
All in white.
All in white.
Except for me, I didn't bring my white. She did.
Shame.
I did.
I know. Shame. Don't throw any rotten fruit my way. All right. So the last thing that I want to mention, because we did talk about this before the show, in our experience on the Grandiosa was the second sailing they had here in the United States. And the one thing that I can say MSC is also really, really good at is making changes quickly. And because a lot of the things that we experienced, you didn't experience 2 weeks later. So in just a short 2-week time frame, it seems like they've already made enough connections to elevate some stuff. Well, first of all, it seems like they brought on a whole nother entertainment crew.
It does, yeah.
Production staff or production
different shows and
fantastic. I mean, that's great, right? I don't know if the other people were it was the end of their time and they didn't care. I don't know. But as an entertainer or performer, you are only good as your last performance, and well, you wouldn't go because of what we said. But
Yeah.
I like the fact that the information and experience you had wasn't exactly like we had, that they're already engaged in making those tweaks so that it's a little more smooth or comfortable for a U.S. cruising market. Because, and I know people think we're crazy when we say these things, but yeah, go over and get on a ship that cruises. I'm not talking Carnival, Royal Caribbean, or NCL or U.S.-centric cruise line, but go over to Europe and get on an MSC ship. Then come back over here and get on one of the C-class ships. It is going to be uniquely two completely different experiences because of how everything is happening on the ship. Now, the Grandiosa, it just got here. Its very first time in this country was the week before we got on it. And they're going to have some growing pains. But they're already tweaking and working on those growing pains, which I'm very excited to hear. So for those of you who are watching, if you watched our final review and our critique of the ship, please know your experience is probably going to be more like Valerie's, if not even better, because they're going to tweak until they have it right.
Well, even during our final review, we said many times that we felt that it was going to change quickly. So yes, and Valerie's proof positive that it's happening.
I would get back on the ship tomorrow. I mean, it wasn't a bad cruise.
Not at all.
Not at all. Just not exactly the same as we've experienced already. And all the ships that we've been on had already been here in the U.S. for a while, with the exception of, obviously, the World America, because it was its inaugural cruise. But it was made and geared 100% to the U.S. market. This ship was made for the European market. So, anyway. So, let's get to a couple questions.
One of the things that... Oh, I was going to mention, sorry.
No,
one of the things that you mentioned in your video so I guess a slight complaint or whatever is the crew. They weren't rude. It's kind of a little bit drier. I feel like like you were saying, the difference, it's like people, like, it's not like Disney, like, hi, I will do anything to make you happy. Like, it's not that, but like, okay, what do you need help with, kind of thing. But I have to say I don't think I had as many of those on here as maybe you've experienced. I did encounter a few of them that were a little bit drier, but I wasn't like, didn't bother me. I just kind of already knew that based on what you said. Yeah. And then, but I actually also had a few that almost was like yacht club like level. Like, our steward was awesome. Like, I was just like, I had to write that in the review. I'm like, he's like, remind me of how the assistant butlers are, that junior butlers are. That's the level that this guy was. And then the other, I do have a negative about the ship. And last minute, I decided to go and book a cruise while on the cruise ship. I did not know. Okay. I did not know that you needed to make reservations. Like, I just thought you can walk in and sit. And so because when we went there was only one person at the Future Cruise desk. And so there were several people that was there, and they were kind of cranky. There were several seats that could be 3 or 4 agents that could be there. But in this particular time, they only have one. And I was just like, they probably should have had more, because if there's probably more people like me who decide last minute, because I decided to do it the night before, the last night of the cruise, like, okay, fine, I'll book something. So finally someone did come, but they were really nice. Like, once she came, she goes, okay, I'm sorry you had to wait. And I was like, I didn't know we had to book a reservation. I see there's a reservation list here, and we wanted to book, and there's only one person here. She goes, I'm sorry. And then I heard the two women talking. They're like, they went ahead and took me on, which was really, really nice. Didn't have to do that. And we booked for World Atlantic because we were like, we heard about it. So we went ahead and booked that. Yeah.
So did we.
So yeah, so we're excited about it. But no.
Well, you'll get to watch the videos then.
It's not that. It will be after you, I think. Again.
Okay. That's all right.
But I have to say that's the only real negative. And if that's the negative, it really wasn't that bad. Like, that was probably the worst thing.
So if you're in any of the regular cabins, as Valerie just said, at least on her cruise, she had to make a reservation. We were in the yacht club, and someone from Future Cruise actually comes up into the yacht club. and they just sit in the lounge. And so we didn't have to make reservations. We just walk down to the lounge of the yacht club, and they're sitting there. If there's somebody with them, then you just wait and you come on up. And that's exactly what we did. So they're usually there for like 3 or 4 hours every day.
They're there, for quite a while.
So they come right up into the yacht club. So, all right. So let's get to a couple of questions because I know there's been a few questions up here. And we haven't said hello to anybody the entire show. So, hello.
Hello, everybody.
Happy 2026. And Mama Tallman. Hello. Macrina's there. Bev, welcome. Good to see you. Oh, well, look who also is here. It's Valerie. Anyway, 2026, the year of the second annual event cruise. That is correct. We haven't even talked about it because we've had Valerie with us, but yes, we have an event cruise coming up in November, November 8th on the MSC Seascape. All the pricing has been posted in our Facebook group. If you're not part of our Facebook group yet, it is private. You just have to answer a couple questions, right? Because it's a private group. When was your first cruise? And agreeing to the rules. Answer those, and it'll let you right in. If you don't answer the questions, it's not going to let you in. But look, we post menus in there and pictures of all the food we eat. We post activity. We put a lot of stuff in there. So that is
and
a
you can
great
post
place.
your pictures too.
So anyway, but all the pricing for the cabins for the MSC Grandiose, the MSC Seascape are posted in the Facebook group as of yesterday. Anyway, thank you, Macrina, for bringing that up. Hello, Cherie. How are you doing? Good to see you, Dr. Cherie. Jan, howdy-ho to you and your husband, Danny. Macrina, hi, Valerie, finally. Bev is saying hello. Bonjour. Bonne journée. Hello, Danny. How are you? Alex, welcome. Good to see you. How's everybody doing in 2026? We're doing fantastic. Hopefully you're hopefully you are equally as well. Macrina, I never knew Florida had 2 time zones. Yeah, it's just a small part of the panhandle. What 4 cruises do you have booked, Valerie? Well, we know one's the World Atlantic.
Yes, I have Norwegian Encore in the Haven. I have Celebrity. Which one is it? Celebrity, not Apex. What's the other ones? Oh, no, it is Apex. I have that one in the suite. Like I'm telling you, I now want to do suites all the time. And then I have
Right.
Icon, Icon of the Seas, and then I got a panoramic suite for that one.
Nice.
So
I'm interested.
I look forward to just compare.
We're going to have you back on after your Haven experience because we've had so many people tell us the difference between the Haven and the Yacht Club.
And we'd love your experience.
Hello, Tuesday. How are you? Welcome to the show. Happy 2026 to you as well. Hopefully you saw those prices. Ashley, hello. Good to see you. And Antonio, he says 13 days till he gets his butler.
Woohoo!
And Danny's like, am I just chopped liver, Macrina? Yes, you are just chopped liver, Danny. Bev, don't knock the pineapple till you've tried it. Yeah, not happening. Alex wants to know, and I'm not sure you can answer this. I know we can. I'm curious whether the food is better in the specialty dining or the yacht club. So I can speak for our experience. We only tried the butcher's cut. On the each ship has a bunch of different restaurants, but on the Grandiosa, they had butcher's cut. They had
Kato teppanyaki, Kato sushi, Ola tacos, oh gosh,
There was one more. So
the bistro.
we only tried butcher's cut, the steak place, and I think it's an unfair review that I'm about to give because in the yacht club, my favorite cut of meat is a ribeye. I love the flavoring of the marbling. That is my favorite cut of meat is a ribeye. They don't serve that in the yacht club. They serve fillets, which were like fork cut. I mean, it was so tender.
Very
it was
tender.
Amazing. But I would take my steak that I had in the butcher's cut over that fillet every night of the week. Only because it's my favorite cut of meat. Okay?
I happen to like both cuts, and I was happy either way.
Yeah. So I would have to say, if you're taking out of the equation the actual cut of meat, the food quality, I would say, is equal in the specialty dining versus yacht club dining, because the dining is an elevated experience in the yacht club. The quality of the food, the meats and the different things, it's different up in the yacht club than it is the regular dining room. Now, again, you go to those specialty dinings, the quality has come up, which I would keep in par with the yacht club, right?
Did you have specialty dining, Valerie?
She said she only ate in the main dining room.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Oh, I forgot. I did do a specialty dining.
You lied.
I did it only. Yeah, I did because I forgot. But I only did it. We only did it the first for embarkation day because remember I told you
Gotcha.
I do not want to go
Correct.
into
To the
the
buffet.
main dining room, and that's a cheat. Again, here's another cheat for those who don't want to pay for yacht club but want yacht club like experience. If you go into Ola Tacos for your lunch for embarkation day, it feels like yacht club because there was only two or three other tables that was actually being served. Like nobody knew it was open. It didn't even look like it was supposed to be open. So when I went, I was like, "Are you open?" He goes, "Yeah, come on in." And you get like all this attention, and it's very calm. You're away from the hustle and bustle of the embarkation day. So if you want a more calm, relaxing, chill, nice way to eat and sit down, go to specialty dining. So there's a cheat for you. But that's the
Yeah.
only time we had it.
And that's great that you brought that up. So she had asked us while we were on the ship to find out what restaurants were open during embarkation. Now, again, we said this in a review, but we'll say it here as well. The Grandiosa lacks a lot of extra dining locations that are included for the fare. Of course, you have the buffet, you have your main dining, and by the pool, they do burgers, fries, and pizza on one side, and the other side is ice cream and stuff, gelato. Okay, but that's it. Every other dining experience is a specialty dining. So on embarkation day, if you don't want the buffet, like Valerie didn't want the buffet, you need to go to one of the specialty dining rooms, and they're open for a very limited time. And so, like she did for a lot of things, you want to book those ahead of time because you're going to save yourself money. Okay, and they're usually not crowded at all. What did you say? There was like 3 people?
Yeah, 3 tables.
Yeah.
That's
They're,
it.
they're never crowded. And lunchtime anyway in specialty dinings is usually far less than than dinner time, but also typically the menus are slightly reduced. Not as many options for the lunchtime menus. All right, let's see if there's
and there was another specialty dining I had.
You broke up.
And
Say that
it was
again?
the one there was another specialty dining I tried and I forgot until you were talking. It was the one it was the one that was like what do you call it? Like the Irish pub place.
Yes.
Yeah, I had their burgers. It was good.
The Irish pub. You're not talking about Masters of the Sea.
Oh yeah, that place.
That's a bar. It's not a specialty restaurant.
Oh, okay. Well, you pay for it. It's
they
not
serve
free.
food, but it's extra. But it's not a specialty restaurant. Maybe,
if anybody's
kind of.
curious, it was only $7. It wasn't that expensive.
Yeah,
but it was
ridiculous.
good.
Yeah, when we did our review, we didn't include that as a restaurant because it's
like bar food.
Yeah, it is.
It is extra.
But I mean, yeah, they do serve food in there.
Yeah, look, pricing for MSC all the way around is very reasonable, except their alcohol package is a little more expensive than most everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
So outside the alcohol package, everything else is very reasonable. I mean, the cost to get on the ship and all these other little things. So anyway, Danny wants to know, Danny Mac, asking for a friend. Oh, hang on.
Always
what if the robes don't fit? Do you have to wear a robe to go into the spa?
I didn't. I just came in. I had my swimsuit on and I had shorts and a t-shirt on over it. And I just walked in that way, and they've got towels all over the place. So I just, when I went from one place to the other, I just wrapped up in a towel.
So, Danny, tell your friend that you don't have to wear the robe if it doesn't fit. It's okay. Well, hello there at Tujaza. At Tuja? I've never seen you here before, so congratulations. Welcome to the show. Give some applause. The Kinuki World Tour, welcome to you. Happy 2026 to everybody. And that is it for the questions. So we want to thank Valerie for being with us. Thank you. You know what? Stay with us just another minute, Valerie. It's snack time. I hope you brought a snack with you. Did you bring your snack? What?
Oh, no.
No.
Well, then you're going to have to
Have to
endure.
find it.
It's snack time. Snack music, everyone.
So here we go again, it's no surprise. 'Cause we know better than to roll the dice. So take this love and try to make it new. You can't fight it when it feels so true. You drive me crazy like no one else. The final moment before I lose myself. And it's no use working 9 to 5. If you want more than to stay alive, so come on over, we can make it through. Take my hand, I know just what to do. On the beat, keep dancing through the night. Stay up until the morning light, the morning light. Oh, so come on over, we can make it through. Take my hand, I know just what to do. On the beat, keep dancing through the night. Stay up until the morning light, the morning light. Oh, the morning light. Oh, I just wanna.
Well, there you go. There is our first snack time here in 2026. Woohoo! What did you guys all have for your snack tonight? We know Valerie didn't have a snack.
No. She had to watch us eat. Sorry, Valerie.
I'm surprised you didn't have a snack delivered.
Oh, I know.
Yogi, I mean, Leslie, snack! Get the chips, quick! They're having snack time, and I forgot. All right, so we want to thank you so much for being with us. When you're done with the Haven, maybe we'll have you back again, and we'll try to compare the Yacht Club to the Haven, because I know there's a lot of people that are interested in knowing the difference between the two. Everybody we talk to, we won't say that now, but yeah, we've talked to a lot of people from the Yacht Club have done the Haven in the past. So anyway, thank you so much. We appreciate you being here. We wish you the best in 2026, and we will see you on the next live show. Well, there she goes, Valerie. So we appreciate you being with us tonight.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. So if you're joining us late, we've been kind of just spending some time with family over the past week or so, the holidays and stuff. And so we haven't been streaming a lot. So, but that's okay. We've been doing some other things, and I was going to show you, but I forgot to prepare. So if you give me a minute, I want to try to get this. I don't know if I can do it. Let me see if I can even do it here. We've created, I'm just moving everything around. We've created a new rating system. Oh yeah, this isn't going to work. Hang on.
I
Just
was
give me a
wondering
minute.
what you were trying to do.
Yeah. It's called TAMES, Tall Man's Evaluation System. And we're going to be doing this for every ship we're going to be going on, as well as all the ships that we've already been on. And so, but I wanted to share that with you guys. So give me just a second here. Back over here. Let's see here.
All right. Hopefully you can pull that up quickly.
Screen share, overlay. I can do it pretty quick. I just have to figure
Okay.
out what screen it is, because we've got so many of them now. It's not that one.
Nope. That's our lighting design.
That's the lighting design. There it is.
All right. I see it.
All right, but let me get it up full screen so everybody can see it. There we go. And then we can...
We kind of gave it a little bit more detail, so you can see how we came up with our score, and hopefully that'll help you out a lot more too.
Yeah, so it's going to be a 10-point system based upon embarkation, cabins, food, bars, entertainment, crew, debarkation, ship, value, and overall experience. And as you can see, some of the categories have subcategories. And that's how we get the score. This is going to be going up in the description of all of our videos. It's just going to be it'll be free, but there'll be a master list here, and as you can see, we only have a few loaded up so far, but yeah, you're going to get to at a glance see how we're rating the ships. From a potential score of 100, 10 points in each category. But as I said, there's a breakdown on each of all the different areas.
And
of the
hopefully that'll
ships.
help everybody, if you want to compare ships and say, well, these two are available, which one is going to be better for me? Hopefully that'll help you make your decision when you're booking your next cruise.
So hopefully we'll have that out in the next week or two, rolled out fully. We want to get as many of the ships that we've been on up there in the list. It obviously takes some time, partially because we need to go back and watch the videos ourselves so we can remember some of the details of the experience, right? And which is interesting thing, our videos are so detailed. We go back and watch a few, we're like, oh yeah, it brings it all right back to us.
It certainly does.
But we've been on 32 different ships, 31 ships, I think now, in the past 2.5 years, 2 3/4 years. And it does get a little bit confusing, right? So we figured we create this list. As I said, we're going to list it in the description of every video. It'll be on like Google Docs, so you just click on it. It'll take you to the spreadsheet, so you'll be able to see that the master list of every single ship. And let me get back over here. And we're going to have them broken down by cruise line, MSC Cruises, Royal, Carnival, Margaritaville at Sea, Celebrity, Virgin, yeah, I spelled that right, Princess, Holland, and of course we haven't been on any others yet. But those will each have their own area, so you can get a look at how all the ships, at least from our experience at the time when we went on the ship, what they're like.
And we're also, if something, stands out as for a reason that something, got a particular score, he's been making notes in there as well. So you'll have an idea of why we gave it a certain score.
Yep. Okay, let's get back to some of the comments here.
All right.
Danny says, I don't know if my friend feels relieved or embarrassed. Don't tell your friend not to be embarrassed. Antonio says, Ola Taco in the steakhouse has free breakfast on the seascape for now. It could change in the future. Yes. That's a great thing because it spreads people out a little bit, right?
It does, yeah.
So Danny had popcorn for a snack. Awesome.
Ooh, nice.
Valerie says, "Thank you for having me. That was fun. Glad,
Thank
yeah,
you.
glad you had it." And we've said this to other people who are going on some of the same cruises that we've been on. If you'd like to come on as a guest, we'd be happy to have you. Alex says, "Thanks, Valerie, for going on the live stream and sharing your experience in the MSC ships." Right. Bev also says, "Thank you, Valerie." Of course, you're probably seeing this now because you're watching, but so there you go. Yeah. So we'll have that. TAMES is what we're calling it. TAMES, 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 Tall Man's Evaluation System. And so every ship we go on in the future will have that up, and as well as for all the ships in the past. We are more than likely, moving forward, going to be doing our final reviews a little bit different. They will not be live shows, but rather a pre-produced video, because we want to be able to include tames in there. And it's a little hard to do it live the way that I want to do it, right? So it may take an extra week or so after we get off the ship to give our final review video. But yeah, that's going to be changes in 2026. Outside of that, honestly, I don't have much to say. I was hoping to be able to have more to add, but I don't have more to add. Crickets. I hit the wrong button.
It was supposed to have been on.
Yeah, I corrected myself. We can't actually hear that in the studio, so we don't hear those.
No, we don't.
I can only hear if we put on the headphones. So, fortunately, we were able to hear Valerie. That came through the computer, but for whatever reason, the sound effects don't. So, yeah. All right. Hopefully, everybody had a fantastic Christmas, a wonderful and safe New Year. Again, we haven't been able to talk to a lot of you because we've taken some time away. Not sure if we're going to come back tomorrow night for Trivia Tuesday. We'll see. If we are, we'll post it in the Facebook group. Again, if you're not part of the Facebook group, there it is. Facebook.com/groups/Tall Man's Cruise Adventures. Come be part of Tall Man's Cruise Adventures. And so we should probably be doing Trivia Tuesday tomorrow. Probably. I don't think anything is scheduled potentially to get in the way. And so we should see you all tomorrow night for Trivia Tuesday. Anything else to add, Lisa?
No, I think we pretty much covered it. We talked about, the things that we wanted to do with Valerie, the comparison of the ships. We talked about names, a little bit about what we're going to be doing moving forward. And, of course, we said hello to everybody. And thank you all for the thumbs up.
Yes.
We do appreciate you all.
And thank you again, Valerie, our special guest.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Hang on. On that note, we don't have to go home, but we do have to get the out of here. Peace.
If you want more than to stay alive.